When I was growing up, my father always encouraged me to be a well-rounded individual. He saw having at least a basic understanding of a good range of topics as being the key to good conversation with other people and being able to connect with a diverse range of people and essentially making friends. And I will say, at 50 something years old, I would say I'm a pretty well rounded guy. And I wouldn't call myself a Renaissance man or anything, but yeah, I have a pretty good understanding of a broad range of subjects. And I would say that started pretty much with my curiosity as a kid. I liked elementary school. I was not a star student by any means, but I did have a couple of great teachers, like everybody usually does. Um, but the real change in my destiny came from joining a Boy Scout troop. And I know, stay with me. We were not your typical Boy Scout troop. In fact, we were pretty unorthodox. And we were closeted Boy Scouts in the troop. None of us went to school bragging that we were in Scouts. But uh, at the same time, we were probably about the coolest troop that you could possibly be. And I'll tell you why. For one, our leaders were absolutely phenomenal, the adult leaders. And one of them happened to be a school teacher, real, you know, rugged kind of dude, ex rugby player for his college. And he was single at the time and brought us on one camping trip a month, and there were other leaders as well, but he was the outdoor leader. And it was rain, shine, snow, whatever. We did it. I also learned how to whitewater canoe under his leadership, and we also had incredible summer camps every single summer. The staff was phenomenal. We had excellent competition. We took the competition pretty seriously. We had a brag flag that had been passed down for generations. I think it had probably four tiers on it with all these old ribbons. And we had this mindset that if you weren't first, you were last. And it sounds unhealthy, but for us, it was excellent camaraderie and esprit building. It worked, and we took that stuff seriously. And ultimately, my best friends came out of that Boy Scout troop, and guys, I'm still best friends with today, and that's a gift in itself. I'm fortunate to have. But another way we were unorthodox was this particular scout leader who, like I said, was a former rugby player, also taught us X-rated rugby songs that we sang around our campfire. Now, had that been today, we'd be on the front page of the newspaper or something. Or now I'm dating myself again, but you know what I'm talking about. That Department of Youth Services might have been getting a phone call. But what happened on our camping trips stayed on our camping trips. So nobody went home singing those songs. You know, we weren't that stupid. Um, I will also add that never did I ever feel unsafe. Uh, I was never approached inappropriately. And, you know, whether it be in the troop or at summer camp, I was just, and I know most guys who go through Boy Scouts uh, also have not been approached inappropriately, but you hear of the bad experiences. And I just wanted to add that overall, Boy Scouts is a tremendous experience for most kids. Um, One of the other things that we learned that probably would have raised eyebrows, not probably, I know it would, was a game called Double Ball that this leader taught us. Now, he was a history teacher and he taught us a lot of Native American culture and, you know, just knowledge. It was phenomenal. But this game of double ball is a lot like lacrosse, right? Where you have not a net on each end of the field, but a blanket or a poncho laid out on the ground. And the sticks were basically saplings, about, a couple feet long that you'd shave down, and they'd be, I don't know, maybe a half an inch, three quarters of an inch in diameter. Well, the double ball was two blocks of wood about this big, and they were lashed together with a piece of rawhide. And you would take your stick and you'd pick up the double ball by the rawhide, and then you'd throw it downfield to your buddy, or you'd run with it on your stick. Well, the crazy thing about double ball is there were no rules. You could whip, kick, punch, whatever you needed to do to get that double ball. And you would think it would be a total bloodbath, but and first year rookie guys would go out there thinking, "Oh, awesome. I can whip whoever I want." Well, let me tell you, and I'm speaking from experience, you do that once, right? You go and you're in the scrum and you whip somebody. Well, the whole point is expect it back tenfold. And you do. You get your ass kicked. And you don't do that so much anymore. But what a phenomenal game. I taught it to my kids and their scouts, but we implemented rules. And I also made the double ball out of racket balls to soften the blow a little bit. But yeah, our leader even got taken out of one game with a concussion, and it was pretty serious. So I digress. But talking about being well rounded, right? Um, Now this is a merit badge sash, and this was mine. So just to give you an example of some of the topics that we'd learned, like this was life saving, this was citizenship in the community, citizenship in the nation, coin collecting, electronics, citizenship in the world, wilderness survival's on here somewhere. Anyway, I wasn't, one of those overachiever scouts. And there are, I don't know, at least back then, there were 10 or 11 required merit badges that you had to learn. And then the others you could learn on your own. And they were phenomenal. And, you know, th- topics that you might know nothing about. Like a buddy of mine took basket weaving. That was a summer camp merit badge. And he learned a lot of good stuff out of it that he never thought he really would. He just took it to take it. Um, so the point is, that got me off to a good start, but I then decided to keep learning throughout my life. Now, I went through college and I was able to take a diverse range of courses there too, but I really did not like school. I didn't even like, yeah, I liked the social life of school, but I didn't like the academics. Crazy enough, when I got out and I wasn't forced to learn, I just had this major thirst to continue my learning. And so I'd go to the library all the time. I'd go to Barnes and Noble or any other bookstore. Excuse me. And yeah, to this day, I'm just sponging all the time. So I will tell you that knowledge is a key component to resilience. Having knowledge of stuff gives you confidence that you can either learn something you don't know or use something like a new skill or teach somebody else. There's a lot of satisfaction in that as well. So anyway, that's my story of being well rounded. Love to hear yours. Um, what kind of range are you into? Are you continuing to learn? But also keep in mind, learning requires time, right? And time means you're sacrificing one thing like streaming or video gaming or something like that. And I'm not saying don't have fun, but, um, you know, is it a priority in your life? Are you learning still? I'd love to hear.